Welcome back, everyone. As any Next Revolution viewer knows, nothing makes me more angry than the swampy practice of foreign government lobbying. I asked President Trump what he thought about that and about a certain former vice president with some swampy ties to China himself. Take a look. On the swamp, there was one example of it that I just got so angry about, and we talked about it on the show and you saw it too. Obama's head of cybersecurity then becomes a lobbyist on cybersecurity for Huawei.
Yeah.
I mean, and that's all perfectly above board. He declared it. There's nothing you can do about it. Don't you think that should just not be allowed, that you shouldn't be allowed to lobby for a foreign government in that way?
Well, I would be all for that. I think it should be a lifetime ban. You know, some people say 5 years. We're putting in for 5 years. But, you know, it's very hard because the same people that are working in government, they work in government and then they go and they take these unbelievable jobs. That happens with me, too. They're part of your campaign. All of a sudden, they're working with these big... And it's a very tough thing. You know, there's a very fine line. But I would love to see a 5-year ban, but I'd actually like to see a lifetime ban. Look at Joe Biden.
But it's the lobbying for foreign governments. You see, the foreign governments, they have ambassadors and embassies. Why did you need these lobbyists?
I think it's a disgrace. Look at Joe Biden. He calls them and says, don't you dare prosecute if you don't fire this prosecutor. The prosecutor was after his son. And he said, if you fire the prosecutor, you'll be okay. Yeah. And if you don't fire the prosecutor, we're not giving you $2 billion in loan guarantees or whatever he was supposed to give. Can you imagine if I did that?
Well, I never mind that. Look at the, you know, we've reported it, the relationship with China.
100%.
I mean, what's that? You know, I call him Joe China.
If there's a reason...
Don't you think that should be investigated, that financial connection, the Chinese government putting billions of dollars into Biden family business?
100%. It's a disgrace. And then he says China is not a competitor of ours. China is a massive competitor of ours. They want to take over the world, okay? They have China 2020, you know, they have 2025, right? China 25. That means that in 6 years now, I said to President Xi, that's very insulting because it's not going to happen. And it's very insulting to me. And you notice they don't use that anymore. They don't use it. It was very insulting to me because it's not going to happen, not with me. But with Biden, he says they're not a competitor. Then they take a lot of money from China. And I'll tell you what, if there's one reason outside of the normal reasons that the deal so far hasn't gone through, I think it will because they're getting killed with the tariffs. China's getting totally killed. I told you, companies are leaving massive amounts because of the tariffs. They're getting hurt badly. But if there's one reason that China, and you understand what I'm going to say, didn't make that deal, it's because they're hoping that in 16 months, Donald Trump will be defeated by any one of those Democrats, and they'll go back to making $500 billion a year. And I understand that. I mean, I could really, frankly understand, because it's not going to happen with me. What we're doing to China, I saw somebody this morning on one of the shows, actually, who I've never been a big fan